Yo, what up, King Bo?
Yo, Hollywood, what it do, Playboy?
God, man. Yo, it's Wednesday, sports edition. We back where we started, boy. Back to the roots, back to the essence, man. Watch
Man,
list. Know what time it is, man.
it was good, bro. Cooking up like we used to do, getting back to
Yeah.
sport.
Yes.
I know it's been a little minute. We celebrated a new NBA champion, the OKC
Yes.
Thunder.
Yes.
But it's a lot of other things going on in the sports world right now. We got Summer League about to kick off. We got WNBA ramping up. Football season right around the corner. So it's a lot. It's a lot. So it's almost like where you start. You know what I mean? Where you cut the first slice of the pie.
Man, yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, man. Diddy, the whole Diddy situation had us a little distracted. We went a little left. We had to touch on it. Pause.
Pause.
Take that. We had to touch on it, but speaking of sports, for y'all who are fantasy footballers, we get in the league. We getting something special started. It's gonna be interesting, man. We working some deals. We working it, so we about to be official. Just know, get your money right, get your picks right. If you can beat King Bolt, if you can beat me, pause. You can beat each other off. We about to get your bread. But if you're right, you listen to us, you might win some. But as we talk about these sports, man, I had to make some phone calls and pull some strings, boy. Shout out to Big Kim. Yo, Kim Zilla, Northwood Temple.
Hold on.
Northwood Temple. Have some footage. You in the locker room? You was cutting up in the locker room? Yeah. Let's take a look.
I'm gonna put my body on your body. Hey, bro. Hey, tonight is going down.
King Bo, what it do, King Bo?
Hey, you a wild one for that, bro. You think all those light-skinned boys look alike, bro? That's crazy.
Watch this. He had the cornrows back then, boy.
Hey,
Let's go.
Watch this. If y'all believe that was me, I never could even rock the cornrows. Look at his forehead, bro. This wasn't gonna be this is not cornrow worthy.
Now,
So
you put the sweatband. You had to have the
nah,
they
ain't make
NBA
them.
brand.
They ain't make them that big, and when they did, they was Dada. So hey, get the Ron Artest joint that went like this, and they had the one strap that came across.
Yo, that's crazy.
Hey, shout out to East Bay. But nah, man, shout out to my boy Beasley. He cooked up Lance Stevenson for the little one-on-one. But yeah, Buddy is hilarious for that, singing that Beyonce like it's gangster rap. Yes. So he funny, man. He a funny dude. But yeah, basketball is basketball, bro. Feel like we getting it year round more and more. Especially with the WNBA kicking up. We had a lot of, I would say, dust settle from the Caitlyn Clark comments. So, I know she was out a couple games, came back today. I didn't really get a chance to check the score though, Hollywood. You get a chance to peep the game?
Man, Caitlyn Clark. They said while she was hurt, they were better. While she was hurt, they was better. She came back. They took an L to Golden State, not the Warriors, but the WNBA Golden State team. 88-77 took that L. Now, Caitlyn Clark had 10 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, man. And to the haters out there, they trying to say they better without her, but to me, from what I've seen, man, I think they got pretty good chemistry to me.
No, thank you.
They got pretty good chemistry to me, man. They got pretty good chemistry to me.
I don't know if any of my friends are on your team. Whoa, bro. Absolutely not. No, thank you.
Well, talk about it, man. They've been on your back about Caitlyn on TikTok, man. What you got to say? Y'all took that big.
I mean, yeah, they can stay there. I ain't worried about that. But, I'd have to completely disagree with whoever said they were better without her. I think they still have a good team without her. Now, yes, they did win some games while she was out, but to say they are better, that is a complete lie. You take a talent like Caitlyn Clark off of any team and they're not going to be as good. You know, we're talking about a good percentage of your team scoring. It didn't translate tonight, you know, first night back from injury, 10 points. You know, I know they exerted a lot of energy for the Commissioner's Cup, which in the video, that was what they were celebrating, minus the booty bump. But, you know, I just think, in all honesty, Caitlyn Clark is a hooper. For anybody that understands basketball, she is one of the best fundamentally sound females I've seen play. Not to make it sound, you know, she's probably one of the best fundamental players I've seen play. So there's a lot of respect for her and what she brings to the game. So, you know, I think just like everything else, we have a competitive nature, and I feel like that comes out in some people's ideas and how they think. You know, my idea is better than yours. Just, you know, it's natural in us as humans. But, you know, to hear people talk about them being a better team without her is just complete idiocracy. I don't think they're watching any basketball. They might be talking about Caitlyn Clark that plays in their church league on Sundays. You know, it's probably someone with a similar name. But yeah, shout out to Indiana Fever. You know, I know y'all didn't win tonight, but y'all are definitely having a good. They handed the undefeated Liberty their first loss of the season earlier, you know, in the year. So they're a good team. You know, I mean, we're talking about a second-year player that's potentially could take our team deep in the playoffs, if not, you know, the finals. So definitely excited to see what they do. Hope they stay healthy. That is a major part of, you know, what these athletes do. But yeah, Hollywood, I don't know who you listening to. You got to stop listening to, you know, some of these talking heads, because they just be saying stuff to get the clicks, bro.
I hear you, man. I hear you. And I will say this. Well, first, I'm going to say this first. WNBA is giving out a really good product, man. These games is good. I'm enjoying it. I really am. It was a time that it was, you know, not so much, but right now it's popping. Caitlyn is a big part of that. But like the folks in the comments coming for your head, we're going to talk about Caitlyn. We got to talk about another boss. She's going to be on the cover of NBA K, the WNBA edition. And for the haters out there, I want to show you what we're working with.
Shot clock and game clock here. I like this matchup right here. Kiki Iriefin and Angel Reese, two all-stars.
Yeah, ISO. Clear out.
See who has the most will on this particular play. Reese lost the handle. Melvin in transition.
Angel. I really want to like, I do like Angel Reese. Don't get it twisted. I really like the girl. I think she has a great heart, great personality. Do I think she should be in some of the conversations for the WNBA talent that is currently in the league? Not at all. You know, a lot of people were expecting her to be the next Asia Wilson and, you know, to be this dominant player in WNBA, and we just haven't seen it translate. Outside of that, we've found a new term for the self-rebound, which is the me-bound. So the fact that she's getting the wrong type of publicity, you know, even off the court, you know, with some of the things she says and some of her, I would say, other celebrity dealings, you know, and I think that's kind of what some people are clinging to Caitlyn Clark for. You know, she kind of gives you that more professional approach to the game, and I think it's more of what they're looking for. So, Hollywood, you brought something up good, and something else I wanted to bring up, like even with the game today with Caitlyn Clark, like that game started at what, like 2:00? Like, WNBA, I need y'all to do better. If y'all really want us to watch y'all's games, like, people at work, like, you can't start a game at 2:00 in the middle of a weekday. You know, NBA ain't on. Can we get some prime time deals? Like, I would really like to be able to catch these games when y'all show them.
They competing with like daytime soap operas, and that's like you got the wrong market. Like, I ain't trying to be funny. You got the wrong market. We at work. Yeah, I'm on lunch break. I'm like, oh my God, the game is on. I'm trying to see Caitlyn. See back. You're going for an audience that, you know, old school audience, like ones that aren't working, house husband, housewife, whatever the case may be. It's 2 p.m, man.
Yeah, ain't nobody watching WNBA. Nobody's watching the WNBA after The Price is Right. So, you know,
you gotta watch the game.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's tough, but at the same time, I feel like y'all have been putting a better product out there. You know, I've seen a lot of competitive basketball. Shout out to Liberty. You know, watching Sabrina Ionescu and Brianna Stewart play the way they do. It's just great basketball going on. You know, it's a lot of good players. So I'm really excited because I just love basketball. But as I get more in tune with the WNBA and some of what they got coming, also shout out to them. I think they're adding 3 new teams over the next 2 years
Growing.
into the league. So I love to see the growth. Continue, please, fellas, continue pouring into that. I know the WNBA is a big, or the NBA is a big support of the WNBA. I mean, I just hope we continue to move towards that. And I said it here first. Please bring the Charlotte Sting back. We got the
Yeah, we need them. Yeah, we'll give the Hornets up for the Sting.
I didn't say that, but
Yeah, they ain't
we'll
winning no
see how
games.
things we'll
And real quick, well, hold up, I can't let's leave Angel Reese on a sour note. These last 10 games, she stepped up. So let's not act like she's averaging 15.6 points, 13.6 rebounds, 5 assists. Like in a lot of them games, she had like 25 points, 20 something points. She's scoring now. I think my issue before was you're getting all these rebounds because you're missing your shot, but you never get your points. It's like, yo, put that thing in the hole. Put that thing in the hole. Guide that mug in. If you like, yo, Angel Reese, shout out to you.
basketball. I just making sure. I know you opened it up with a homage to Angel Reese. I just want to make sure we still talking about basketball.
Yo,
But
shout out to my man Shaq. He said, hey, dunk that thing in some little shorts.
no, we're
Big up
not
to
gonna
my man Shaq, Big Shaq.
Please, ladies, continue to wear what you're wearing. This is a professional game. Hollywood, if you would like to see leagues like that, I'm sure there are some that exist. You know,
You put me on that lingerie league.
you're going for one. You're going for either to see good basketball or you're going to see something else. So you can't have the two. I don't
You
think
can have both. You can have both.
you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Hey,
Even tell
if Angel Reese gets a 3-point shot, we can definitely have our cake and eat it too.
you said if Angel Reese gets a 3-point shot, like so, we gotta wait for that.
You'll be waiting a long time, my friend.
That's what I'm like.
You ain't
Good
getting
luck,
layups.
brother. Yeah, I'm like, you struggling with layups.
Shot clock and game clock here. I like this matchup right here. Kiki Iriafin and Angel Reese, 2 all-stars.
We'll want no smoke, man.
See who has the most will on this particular play.
Yeah.
Reese lost the handle. Melvin in transition. Shot clock.
She got handles like she just learned to play basketball yesterday. You know, like when you were in high school, they're like, hey, you're real tall. Why don't you play basketball? I never played, coach. Just come out here and do something. Just get a rebound. Get a rebound. Don't even worry about a rebound. Get a rebound. Grab the ball and throw it in the air.
For real. But yeah, I mean,
I see her on the fast break. She threw that ball, it just went up. I was like, yo, like that Cardi B song. It was up, finish up, finish up, finish up. I was like, what is going on? I'm rooting for her.
I'll forever
I
say
am.
the internet is undefeated because I see some of the funniest clips of, you know, some of her blooper plays, you know, and it seems like there's, you know, I don't watch her enough to say, you know, this is only a small percentage, but there are a lot of blooper plays for her to only be in her second year. So I hope she continues to grow and get better. Yeah, she is a Shaq and a fool. They need to have something like that for the WNBA. So, yeah. Like I said, I hope she continues to grow. At least listen to Lisa Leslie when she told her she should work on her layups. So I think if she does that, yeah, that for to hear a great tell you need to, I would work on my layups if I were you. Is
that hurts my feelings. I don't like that. That hurt. So you're all right. So you got Big Shaq and Lisa, you know, like the greatest, right? These are like both leagues. Like these are names you know, and this is the advice you get. One tells you put on some little shorts. The other one tells you to work on your layups.
that's the first shot you learn how to shoot when you playing basketball.
Yo, speaking of little stats, I want to bring up Bronny James. You know what I'm saying? He got a big game coming up.
Yeah.
As
Number one pick.
speaking of, here's Bronny James with the steal in the.
This Bronny James is going against Cooper.
Yeah,
We only got one
as
highlight for you, Bronny.
Speaking of, here's Bronny James with the steal in the.
That's all we got. That man had 2 points. No, he had 1 or 2 points yesterday. They are breaking the record. This is going to be the highest, the most expensive summer league game. So when they played the Spurs last night, or the summer league Spurs, or whatever they called, there was the only people in the audience was the trainers and the team. That thing was empty. So I think that Bronny is a big time player that gets up. He ain't worried about practice. Ain't nobody in the audience that look like practice. I don't need to score. Take me out of the game, coach. I'm going 1 for 5. Take me out. But tomorrow, Cooper Flag, one of the great. I hate it. You know where we from? I don't like Duke. Duke produces excellent NBA players, and I just got a sad feeling Cooper Flag is about to go bananas. We ain't paying for Bronny. The tickets aren't expensive because of Bronny. Bronny just so happened to be on the other team. They're coming to see Cooper Flag. And that's just being real.
I saw it advertises Cooper Flag versus Bronny James. And what's crazy to me, normally you see like the 1 and 2 pick get matched up like that on the promo, but we're talking about the number 1 pick of this year's draft versus a second round pick from last year's draft. And you know who I really got to give flowers to, and it's, just warm up the glaze, but our king, our savior, LeBron James.
Can we just have a moment? Hold on, before we get it, we need a moment. Let's have a moment of silence for Bron.
Has done it once again. See LeBron, he jumped right out of the building. He looked like Superman. This is a bird. This is a plane. LeBron James with no regard for human life. Oh, what a pass. What a move by LeBron James. Oh, blocked by James.
I mean, I'm glad we were able to play the sounds of my dreams. Yeah, so, this Bronny's father was someone else. We won't be talking about the second round draft pick from a previous year playing the number 1 pick. Unless he made some tremendous impact, he was in some rookie of the year running, which he was not. So if I'm Bronny, I am living this up. I'm getting paid $8 million a year while my dad already got a Nike deal for a lifetime. And he got enough money to make sure all of us are straight for our great grandkids' lives. But I'm gonna make my own bread and play with my pops for now. And at the same time, he's getting endorsement deals. And it's not just basketball. He does his streaming, gaming streaming. So I got a lot of flowers for Bronny, man. And he's not just I'm gonna sit here and ride my pops' coattails. He's like, let me make my own name without having my own name.
Right. He's a good kid. He's a baller. And let me say this too, since we brought up King James. I think it was about last year, because you know how the season stretches in 2 years. So technically it's like 2 years ago, but it's like last year because it's before All-Star. Saved up some bread. Me and the homies, we went out there to see the Lakers play. And it wasn't the best seats, but it cost some bread. And the dude was out there. This is how I knew King James was special. There was this dude out there. He might have been like the row in front of us, trying to Jason. Right. Yeah, Jason. And he seen LeBron, and it looked like LeBron looked in our direction. And when he stood up, King Bolt, it was a puddle in his seat. It was a puddle in the seat, man. Just one look. No, he didn't spill his beer. Just one look for the king. If my man had to leave, he came back. He's had to tie a jacket around his waist because it's that real. Shout out to Bron. And to bring it full circle, it's tough because Laker management is talking like they're not seeing eye to eye with LeBron. And he might leave. He might leave the Lakers. Do you think he can leave the Lakers?
I think he's leaving, bro. I'm gonna just put it out to you like this. the Lakers just sold the Buss family just sold the Lakers.
Uh-huh.
How do you protect the Buss legacy? You don't be the ones to trade away LeBron. You let him get he's now the highest scorer. He did it in a Laker jersey. You got him to get all these accolades as a Laker for the Lakers. And now that things have taken a turn, whether you want to say it's father time, shift in the NBA, you know, we have a different playing style than what LeBron came up as, you know, to be in the league 20 plus years to stay relevant and to also adapt your game is very impressive. But there is a line in the sand that we always draw. At some point, and we're not just talking about Bron getting paid pennies next year, we're talking about like $52 million.
A lot of money.
You know, and I've seen some critics come out and say, you know, why wouldn't you just take a pay cut to get you another big star if you want to win a ring? Also very valid. But we're not in these rooms talking, I don't know the contract. I'm sure, you know, LeBron has different situations than our normal NBA player. Hearing that teams are reaching out to his agent rather than the teams that he plays for. And, you know, you'd never know. I know he has a no-trade clause, so maybe that's us trying to get the agent to sway him to remove the no-trade clause. I'm not sure what that is, but, you know, I know a lot of people are ready to criticize him or the people around him for the news that comes out around him, and it's just like, we can be judgmental all day. I can look at somebody riding down the street, and I do it now. If I see somebody zooming past me, I assume they got a shit. So it's easy to take a snapshot. It's easy to take a snapshot of something you see and quickly judge, and it's not even the situation. Somebody might be dying. You know what I mean? I don't know that, but I just assume they got a shit. So, you know, that's just me in my head, and I hope they make it. But what I'm getting at is that, you know, LeBron has already had a different career than anything we're ever gonna see from the time he was 13 years old. So we can't put him in the same light as some of the other greats that we've known or have grown to love. And we can have this debate all day. At the end of the day, it comes down to preference. But I'm gonna speak facts, and no one had the type of publicity that he's had to go through. So if the dude want to go get his coin because he sat in Cleveland for, 4 or 5 years, not really getting what he needed, asking for the help. You know, Jordan asked for the help, and he got the help. LeBron asked for the help, and Cleveland said, we'll give you some substitutions. You know, I remember back to when they were supposed to get Amari Stoudemire from the Suns, and they got Antoine Jameson instead. That's a very big difference. We're talking age. We were talking a young star versus somebody that had their time with the Wizards. You know what I mean? So 2 completely different playing styles, which I felt like on Amari Stoudemire and LeBron in a pick and roll. We're talking about Dwight and Hedo. And with LeBron's IQ, we're killing. You know what I mean? So when you have GMs and organizations that don't do right by the players or for their legacy, but then we blame them for leaving to go chase said ring or accolades that we feel like won't solidify their greatness, what do you expect somebody to do? You know, so if the man wants to be great, I think he's had a great career. You know, regardless if he gets 6, I don't think he will. I hope he gets 5 at least. It's going to be tough to say unless he goes to a hell of a contender. But, you know, in my opinion, if they do decide to trade him, which, you know, I don't see them waiving him, I think it's more important to what the Lakers will get to where, you know, LeBron will be going to, because if a team's willing to give up stuff like Orlando did for Desmond Bain, I'm like, he's not going to have a team to play with when he gets there. They're not going to be a contender anymore. You know what I mean? So you don't want to remove too many pieces to continue to remain a contender, but you understand that the team is going to want a good amount for said star. So I thought it was interesting he signed his player option, because I was like, you might as well somebody would have paid you something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you making decent bread. I'm sure that $10 million ain't going to hurt you, bro. But then again, I ain't in his pockets. So $10 million would do a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you know, to that point, it's tough to judge somebody, you know, especially these guys that live different lives. We kind of mentioned it with the Diddy case last episode. You know, People have different lifestyles, and they're going to judge people based on their own personal lifestyles and views, not just off of some basis of what everyone else should be thinking or should do. So it's tough, it's always tough, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. Shout out.
And he does wear the crown. He does wear the crown. So real quick, before I say what I want to say, in your scenario, LeBron is leaving the Lakers. What happens to Bronny?
I think they G League him out, or he's part of some other trade package. I don't see them trading both of them. And if they do, it's clearly LeBron asking for said thing. And to be honest, I mean, we talk about the Lakers. He may stay in LA. He just might not be in purple and gold.
Spooky stuff. Here's what I think. And you made some good points. You made some great points, actually. You did good. You did your thing. But if I am buying the Lakers, right, and Magic Johnson is part of the group that bought him, very short. Now he understands Laker history. Yeah, it's crazy. Magic, he's a Laker guy, right? He understands. But at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business, and the business is about making money. I'll tell you, many years ago when it was Kobe, because everybody don't have the same final run, right? So Paul Pierce, no shade to Paul Pierce, he thought his swan song was gonna be something epic. No, Paul Pierce, hey, you're done. Like we don't care. We don't. I mean, we care, but we don't care. Like we care because he was good. He was better in Kansas than Jayhawks than when he was on the Celtics won the championship because KG. Period.
We care when Master Splinter was taking care of you in the sewers. That's when we care.
Yeah, it's like even in D-Wade was a monster, but his last run won't like when Kobe Bryant had his final run, they were giving him gifts, they were selling out stores. It was a thing, and Kobe is my favorite player in all of sports. And I say this to say that when LeBron has his final run, it's gonna be like none other. It's gonna be like none other because Kobe was more like a villain that you loved because he just was cutthroat and he just went. LeBron is like a Marvel superhero. He is like Hulk Hogan before we found out he was racist. Like LeBron is him. It's not about for the Lakers. It's not about winning the championship. It's about making money. This new organization came in. They're gonna make it a thing. But with that being said, LeBron is like, all right. Well, I hear you, but I only have 1, maybe 2 years left. I want to win. And that's where the rubber meets the road. And I think that LeBron he took the option for a reason. He doesn't want to leave, but it's like, I'm not going to stay here for no BS. I'm going to force you to get better players to put me in a position to win. And at minimum, we need to be top 3 or 4 by All-Star. And in the position to either make a run or get another player in to put us in the top 3 by the time you get the playoffs. So I say this to say I don't think LeBron is leaving. I'll be highly surprised because he's just too much money. But at the end of the day, he's going to have to force the Lakers to keep him. Like, if you want me, you got to make it worth my while because I'm not here to just be kissing babies and shaking hands. I'm here to win. And that's LeBron's mentality. He's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. I know I'm going to get some slack. Jordan fans, say what you want. Kobe fans, hey, I love you. Kobe's my favorite. But at the end of the day, we're talking about LeBron James, and he's done more for this game of basketball across the board. He made it cool to fill up the stat sheets. Oscar Robertson was getting triple dubs, but we didn't give up about triple dubs. We didn't. We want to score 30 like MJ. We want to score 40 like MJ. We want to hit the game-winning shot like Kobe. LeBron said, I can pass the ball, I can rebound, I can do it all. I can put the dye on my hair and I'll be bald and then have hair the next day. Like, LeBron is him, man. And I'm going to leave on that note. LeBron James, Lakers, we want to keep you. We need you. We love you. Stay safe, Savannah. Pray over them boys. Bronny, keep doing your thing. Bryce, hey, we know you about to make it crack in college ball. You know what I'm
Arizona.
saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the James family, man. And next week when we're on, we'll do a deeper dive on football because we got to talk about the Commanders. They had the no. Hold on. The Commanders are having the retro Redskin uniforms. Washington Redskin uniforms. Not the helmet, but like the red and yellow, white. Like it's yes. Yo, old school Redskin uniforms. I forgot how ill they did. Like that's woo. It's gonna be crazy. So
I think anything that reminds us of like when we was young is gonna be fire. You know, like when the Raptors released like the 95 jersey, and you know the Grizzlies did their joint. You know the remake of the Vancouver joint. You know, did Detroit ever do the Motor City, the Grant Hill Piston? Yeah, like they all fire. You know what I mean? Yeah, like shout out East Bay because I used to run through that catalog after I got in the mail, circle everything I wanted. I got nothing, but it was fun to do. You know what I mean?
And the NFL got the Saints have an all-white uniform with the white helmet with the gold. The NFL's trying to step it up. The Panthers with the black helmet. Oh my God! Like football is gonna be so good this year.
I need the Panthers to make the black helmet normal. Like that's
that just
get rid of that glitter.
Yes.
Get rid of that glittery helmet and give us all black. I think our home knits need to be all black. Black hat, top, bottoms, black it out. We're Panthers. Panthers. I ain't never seen no Panther with no silver legs. Like, what is we doing? You know what I mean? So I'm excited for the NFL season, especially because I feel like this might be my Panthers redemption year. You know, I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So last time we was in a Super Bowl, Ohio State won a national championship. J-Lo got a divorce, and that took us there. So 2 of those have happened already. So we just got to get to February and see what happens. You know, not to be all seriousness, really hoping the Panthers have a good season. Shout out Bryce Young. Keep doing your thing, Bo. I know you had a rough start to your career, but I think we got some weapons for you now. Because
to your point, this season's going to be so good that my beloved Raiders, the greatest football team ever, they have an away game that's not too far from North Carolina. They're not playing the Panthers, but what would be the best thing that could happen for Hollywood? They're playing the Commanders. They're coming to DC. Oh my gosh. Security, y'all better stay alert. I've been saving my money.
You gonna be tying your shirt around your pants like Buddy did when he's saying, bro, bring an extra shirt just to tie around your waist.
I said, dude, you gotta put that's embarrassing.
Do you guys have a team store somewhere I can?
Yeah, he had to put the Laker thing around his waist. LeBron had that man creaming, man. Puddle in the chair. Puddle in the chair.
I ain't think you were gonna say it, but
LeBron, he could hear that seriously. LeBron be like, yo, crazy. That's crazy. So,
wow.
Anders, I got love for DC. Y'all gonna get y'all tail whooped. I'm sorry. Max Crosby's gonna be putting that quarterback on the dirt. He might put him in a hospital, and if he does, I'm gonna tell you hey, we don't. But if it does, I'm gonna tell you in advance. If you need comforting, you're crying over your son in the hospital, Hollywood will be there. Hollywood would be there to pick up the pieces. Raiders by 30. Raiders by 30. Yeah.
Well, I hope when they play, y'all fry them up in the comments for this. Y'all clip this up and put it in the comment and then show it to Hollywood when he has those reality check.
Matter of fact, I got up.
Everything I did at 25, but I feel better. I feel good last year. I worked really hard. It was a tough couple of years.
Y'all are not
been hurt
doing
and rehabbing for a year to get back. But
I don't care about Aaron Rodgers. He's trash, man. Them days is behind him. y'all got Jalen Ramsey. Okay. Hey, I ain't mad at that. Okay, I see you. I think they got, who else they got? They made some moves.
DK. They got DK Metcalf.
They got
Oh
my God. Well, DK, you're not getting the ball, man, because your quarterback is trash and you went to the wrong team. Trash. Steelers ain't winning nothing. Steeler Nation, I'm tagging y'all in there too. Hey, let us know where y'all at, because I think the Steelers aren't doing a darn thing this year. Y'all are in a division that you can't win. It's Lamar Jackson's division to lose. And if they don't win it, the Bengals is up next. Y'all are the third or the fourth best. Y'all the third best team in that division. And if Shador ends up starting, y'all gonna lose to the Browns. I said it. Steelers is trash.
no, Hollywood, I can't let you disrespect. You know, I got a lot of family in Pittsburgh, so I feel like I have some ties to the black and yellow community. I'm not a fan of the Aaron Rodgers signing. You know, I feel like any team for any sport is looking to win a championship that year, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to get you there right now. Simply for the fact he hasn't shown he could play a whole season in the last 6 years. So you need a healthy quarterback to go take you. That's why Patrick Mahomes has been there. I mean, just about every year. The last 3 years? Yeah, lost last year. They had a three-peat and then missed 1 year and then went 2 times before that. So it's like, dude, y'all got to be healthy. And then I want the Steelers to do well. I do think they'll be better than the Browns. To your point, Hollywood, they are the third best team in that division, in my opinion. You know, Cincinnati is a monster. Another great quarterback, and then of course we got to mention Lamar Jackson. So, just dual threat killer. You know, I think he's shown he gets better every year. So you're in a division where you have new quarterback and 2 quarterbacks who have proven themselves to some extent and continue to improve every year versus one that's on the decline. So, you know, it's a very critical position for any NFL team. I do think they're well coached. Shout out Mike Tomlin. Shout out, you know, yeah, bruh, KSR, right? Still out there. But, you know, it's good to see some of the pieces that they added. I do think they'll be a better team, but the quarterback situation is not helping them. I guess they're holding out for Archie next year. So we'll see. You know, it wasn't, to my opinion, wasn't too many franchise-changing quarterbacks. You know, I think Cam Howard would definitely do well in Tennessee. I would like to see Shador do well. Jackson Dart, I think he'll be decent in a New Orleans system. I think they got to protect him as a young quarterback. Also interested to see what J.J. McCarthy does for Minnesota. You know, he was injured last year and didn't get to play. So, you know, kind of getting that second year, but still your rookie year vibe to it. You know, people still don't have any tape on you. You get a lot of chance to kind of surprise some people. So should be a very exciting year for NFL, and hopefully we get this new regime of QB to kind of shine and do that thing. But my Steeler people, I love y'all, but this ain't y'all's year. This ain't y'all's year.
Thank you. And on that note, we can wrap it up. Kind of like y'all season is before it even started. Watch list. King Boat, Hollywood. We out.
Love y'all.